Calling all Zeg killers and lovers! Killing Floor Games is opening the sign up for the Veteran Tournament Summer 2016. Get your whole crew together in this 4-player tournament for Hell on Earth, with level 6 perks facing your team off in a tournament against others to compete in the ultimate battle. So grab your old DJ Scully bag and join in the race to win some prizes.
Loads of money.
Go to our website, killingfloorgames.com, to find out more info and to sign up. But remember, because it's summer, don't forget to bring your Zed cream. I mean, obviously no one is as brilliant as Reggie the Rocker, but still, at least it'll stave off your apocalyptic sunburn.
I see the weight of hollow death residing in you. Take now your final breath, exhale the truth. I see the fear of nothing left, dead fragments of you. You hold it in yourself, I feel it too. I'm on your blade now, I die alone. When swallowed down there, in misery is where I belong. Collapsing in on yourself, I don't know why. I tried. Collapsing in on yourself, I don't know why. You deny. I know the light is burning dim and dying in you. I know the pain that lies within, I feel it too. I'm on your blade now, I die alone. When swallowed down there, in misery is where I belong. Collapsing in on yourself, I don't know why. I tried. Collapsing in on yourself, I don't know why. You deny. Collapsing in on yourself, I don't know why. I tried. Collapsing in on yourself, I don't know why. You deny.
Yeah,
Just like YouTube.
so-
Just like
Okay.
YouTube.
So welcome everybody to Killing Bracket livestream. I'm March, one of the organizers of the Killing Floor games, and today we're going to draw the brackets for the livestream for the Veteran Tournament Summer 2016. We're also going to talk a little bit about the event itself. Before I do that, I got a couple of guests here with me. These are Jack, Ripper, Egg, and Reaper. Gentlemen, it's good to have you with us today.
Yeah, good to be
Thank
here.
you, Matt. Thanks, Matt.
So, do you guys could tell something about yourself, who you are, and what role do you have to play in the Killing Floor games?
Oh, sure. Do you want me to go first, or Jack Ripper go first? How do you want to do it?
Go for it, Reaper.
All right. Well, yeah. So my main role in Killing Floor is Berserker, and I like to kill Skrakes. I'm a massive fan of Skrake killing, and I like supporting teammates.
Okay, and yeah, you're also gonna play in the tournament, of course, Reaper. I think you have your own team.
Yes, yeah. I'm with RSDS, Reaper's Death Squad. That's my team at the moment. I've just formed it together.
Okay, and I think the first time also you guys gonna play, huh? This is the first tournament we actually see you guys.
This is the very first tournament we've ever played in, yeah.
Okay, did you guys have a good chance to pass the first round, looking to the competition?
Well, we've been practicing quite a lot. Yeah, we've been practicing every Friday and Saturday night, and we've also trying to be in practice during the week. So yeah, trying to get a lot of practice in.
Okay. Well, so best of luck to your team, of course. Hope you guys manage to score something nicely.
Thanks, Mark.
I think we have Egg and Jack are from the MG Muppets, if I'm right.
Correct. Yep.
That's quite right. Jack,
Okay.
you want to take this one first?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, we're from an Australian team. Egg and I both play for the MGC Muppets, and we had another team in our group as well called the MCG Devils. This is our third tournament. In 2015, the Summer Vets, the MGC finished fourth. And in the Badass tournament early this year, we finished, the MGC Muppets finished second and the Devils finished third. So that was a great tournament for us. So we're really happy and proud of that. On a personal note, I've been playing KF for about 5 years, and I've got about 4,000 hours up on the game. And you guys may have seen me around the traps around KFG, because during the Badass tournament, I was the KFG team leader, team builder. So, and built the Jokers team from the USA up, which went very well. So that's a little bit more information about myself. I'll just pass you over to Egg, say a little bit more.
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, I've been playing Killing Floor for about a year. Jack and Grail invited me to join the MGC crew, and the Badass tournament was my first tournament, so that was a bit of a trial by fire. I mostly play Sharp these days, although I started on Medic. But playing with these guys, I've learned a lot about all of the perks, and it's been very educational. I'm still finding out stuff about this game, so it's very cool.
Yeah, quite interesting how some of the, so to say, veterans who played on 100 still learn new things for the tournament and get their gameplay to a higher level again.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot to this game. So, I mean, I still consider myself very much a rookie in the team. Yeah, there's much more experienced players around, so it's always really good to see how other people play the game, and you can adjust your styles according to the situation. So that's really nice. It's good that there's so much depth in the game.
Yeah, I mean, especially when we measure on, there's so much there's always a possibility to get a little bit quicker time, always a little bit to improve and to config your team about. So that's coming Saturday and Sunday. We got the first round, and been quite busy because it's the first time we reached 19 teams, which is quite a bit. We had total
World
20
record.
spots.
Yeah, oh, sorry, Reaper, you go, mate.
We had 20 teams, so there was only one
that's
spot
right. Yeah,
left.
there you go.
We still have one team counting after registration. Sadly, we couldn't put them in again because the sign-up period was over. But we were happy with the turnout, and we're gonna really enjoy and see what's gonna happen in round 1 Saturday and Sunday with the teams.
Yeah, Mart, it's certainly a pretty impressive turnout, and it's going to be some tight competition just to make it to the next round, I think.
I think it will be. Jack, you've been in for a long while. I think you can probably commentate on the play level of back when you guys started and how it turned out. Do you find actually that the modern play level increases? Is it more difficult?
Yeah, it comes down to the actual structure of your team. If you've got a lot of experienced players in there in your side, then it doesn't make a great deal of difference, Mark. But one thing that I'd like to mention about this tournament is one thing I'm really, really happy with. There's 10 brand new teams in this tournament, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And I think it's got a lot to do with the 4-player concept, whereby it's a lot easier to get together 4-player teams and 6-player teams. So I think that concept's an absolute winner when you can actually start a tournament and have 10 brand new teams.
Yeah, it's certainly a great way to get started as well, for just with 4 people. for the tournaments.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly right.
we used to have these 6-player tournaments, of course. And we had some suggestions to make this tournament for more player health. So people would connect to the game. They would have problems with their team. They could still play, but play with the same conditions. Gets quite rough pretty quickly. Having 2 players playing a 6-player game. So that idea probably never went on because it was really strict on how the game would work then. So we moved back to 4 players, and yeah, it seems to work. People made teams more easier.
Yeah,
Also-
I like playing with 4 people, but I find 6 definitely more fun. But yeah, it's good to start off with 4, I guess.
Yeah, I'm right with you there, Reaper. For my money, I prefer the larger teams, but
Yeah,
in
larger
terms of the
teams are always
practical
funner.
aspects of, yeah, I think so too. But in terms of practical aspects of being able to get a team together and get organized and be able to practice and so forth, I think Jack
It's
is
more
right on the money.
convenient, yeah.
Yeah,
He
it's
is,
much more
yeah.
convenient.
It's more convenient, yeah.
Another thing that might be interesting to a few of the viewers is just basically there's 19 teams in this tournament, and the breakups, guys, there are 6 teams from Europe, there are 5 teams from Australia, believe it or not. There are 3 teams from South America, there are 3 teams from Russia, and there were 2 teams from the United States. So that's a really good turnout from around the world. And just on behalf of the MGC, I'm pretty sure a lot of the other teams as well, we love seeing new teams come into the tournament. And the new teams in it this year, which we'd like to welcome, is Reaper's Crew from Argentina, Pro
cheers,
Zimmer
Jack.
from Russia. And now, of course, we've got Reaper's Death Squad, which we've got Reaper, the leader here right now, from Australia. We've got the Zetonators from Europe. We've got the Beer Crawlers from the USA, which I love that name, Beer Crawlers. We've got the
It's a good name.
great name. We've got the Insomniacs from Australia. We've got V52 from Brazil. We have Hardcore Floor Killers from Europe. These are all new teams, by the way, guys. Then we've got another team from Australia called Spontaneous Falling Death Squad. I don't know where they come up with that one. Spontaneous
that's similar
Falling
to
Death
mine.
Squad.
Death Squad again, huh?
Yeah, Death Squad again, Reap. Yeah, and the 10th new team is a team called FGTP, and they're from Europe as well. So welcome to all them teams, because even though you're competing against us, we love seeing new teams. So hope all you guys go well.
It's good to be here. I'm glad to be in the tournament finally. I've been wanting to do it for a while now, so.
And on a personal note, Reeb, I'm happy you guys are playing, because I love it gives us even more interest when we've got 5 teams from Australia playing. I'll be just as interested in the other 4 teams as the MGC Muppets. So, and I'd love to see us all go well. But the competition this year is absolutely huge. With still HDR. HDR's there again. Alliance is there. Well, apparently Alliance is made up of V52 players now. V52, a lot of the Alliance players have apparently moved to V52. And Alliance, as we know, finished up second in the Vets tournament in 2015. So they're a powerful team. Of course, the Resistance finished 3rd in the Vets. They're there as well. So Insomniacs, we already know from Australia, are going to be a strong team. So it's going to be very, very hard to even get through the quarters. But great competition, should be good.
MGC. MGC are an awesome team.
Thanks, Reep. Yeah, we go okay. Yeah, 2nd and 3rd the last Badass tournament. So we'll absolutely wrap with that,
really
mate.
Good.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
Yeah, I mean, we also have Old School, which is sort of a combination of Cannon Fodder. A lot of players from Cannon Fodder playing Old School. These guys are around as well. And we have Team FGTP, which is also has a few former SLR members in. And we also get the LS back, which was a French team from the 2nd tournament. So it's also good to see those guys back.
Also, Mark, we've got Led Zeppelin too, who played in the originals, and I believe they're the only team that actually get together in the same room and play KFG, which I think would be absolutely awesome.
Indeed, we actually had a fun photo on Facebook shared with those guys, and with a few other teams, an Italian team, I think, Brigada, who did it as well. But super rare condition that we see such an event where all people actually come together and game in one room.
That's
that'd be
a
awesome.
very, very impressive effort.
Certainly adds a little bit of atmosphere within the team. So
Just like to give a shout out to Deep Blue and Fresh Matt from my Reaper's Death Squad team.
So So yeah, if we look to
Currently
the,
watching right now.
if we look to the setup, guys, we have something special as well this tournament. People are not starting in wave 1, they're actually starting in wave 6 with a little bit more spawn cash, 1300 per player. It's going to be a little bit
Yeah,
interesting.
I love the Wave 6 spawn idea. I reckon it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, we it was
Straight into the action, yeah.
was one of the few ways we could actually get those 20 teams in and accept so many teams. So we had to cut the games a little bit shorter. We could go also for a short game or a medium game, but that also kind of is a little bit easy side. You know, you don't get the long wave so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the 6 to 11. It's really good. Straight into the action. Really fun.
Yeah, it's certainly a nice format. A bit of a shock when I first checked it out, but once I worked out what was going on,
It is. It's a bit of a shock to the normal Killing Floor experience, definitely.
yeah, it's not the I'm just going to warm up, picking off a few clots. It's like, oh, geez, check that out, the Scrakes.
Oh, it's Scrakes are around. Oh, God.
Yeah, but no, I think you're absolutely right. I certainly found in the replays for the the previous tournament that even in the replays, it was a bit mundane in the first couple of waves. Sort of people settling in and basically just building up cash to get to about wave 6 where things started to get pretty serious. So it's a nice way to skip the preliminaries and get straight into the action.
Yeah, will certainly be enjoyable from a spectator point of view when you watch a lot of games straight into action. But we're gonna go to the program a little bit on the agenda of today, and I'm gonna explain a little bit about the bracket system. So I'm gonna take a small example. That is something we did in the past. We have 2 brackets, one went on, and it keeps going on until you got in the grand final. We now make a little bit bigger pools. You probably got around 4 brackets, and then we pass 2 to the next round. So we measure you with more people, and you will actually be judged on a higher level. So you get a better qualifier round and be more judged with people. So that should be good. We're gonna make 4 brackets, and we're gonna have 3 brackets of 5 teams and 1 bracket of 4 teams.
Some quite good times I'm seeing there.
Yeah, this was of course still based on
35 minutes.
the 11th wave format.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, Reaper. That's some very fast times.
Very impressive. Although at the bottom there, 73 minutes, that's not too good.
Yeah, it must have been a tough day for Cannon Fodder that day.
Yeah, indeed.
And that tournament's 2015, the vets, that one. 6-player ho, that was.
That was 6 players from
2015.
Yeah, wave 1 to 10, just full wave
1 to 10,
11, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, 1 to 10 and Betty, yep.
Wow, 32 minutes on Ice Cave. That is lightning.
That's unbelievable.
That's why HDR are the favourites, guys.
Yeah, there's a reason they keep coming out on top, isn't it? I heard a rumor that it's the HDR crew has stayed the same for several years now. It's the same group of 6 guys, and they've obviously got very tight coordination and probably quite a lot of strategic masterminding going on too. I watched a couple of the replays of their matches, and they're quite innovative where they set up and how they do their weapon loadouts and so forth, and some very tight coordination and obviously very skilled players. Really a team to watch.
Quite good as well for the development
Definitely.
of the team, to come back to tournaments. I think because all the experience you get in the tournaments, the more stabilized your team is gonna be. You know, people like to come back. You have to do less and less work on setting your loadout for the team. People get more determined. I think will also help a little bit.
Absolutely. I'm also finding, just personally, that if you practice with the same people, you sort of get a real feel for their style of play. And,
Yep, exactly right.
When you can get on top
Definitely.
of that, then you can just getting a bit of commentary from Cookie. But yeah, when you get a real feel for their style, you can coordinate your moves much more smoothly, and that really helps a lot.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna draw the brackets, guys, and I'm gonna make the
Alright,
list.
no worries.
All right. Do you want us to try and make a comment on the teams as they get drawn, Mark, if we've got the time? Okay,
Alright,
no
will do.
worries.
Okay, let's bring it. Bring it.
And the Zetonators, yep. The Zetonators were a team basically put together by the KFG team builder for this tournament. So mainly consists of players from Great Britain. And so hopefully
team.
these guys go well. Yeah, mainly British, yeah. Mainly British team. So, and they were made by the KFG team builder. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good old Insomniacs. Great team.
Do you want to talk about them? You could talk about the Insomniacs, Egg, if you like.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Well,
you
sorry, you go, Egg. Oh, are you sure? You want me to go?
Yeah, man, do it.
All right. Well, I've played with a lot of people from Insomniac, such as Blair himself, Aris Bock, etc. They're all fantastic people, and they're very, very good players, professional as well. So yeah, they're always a pleasure to play with, and I think they'll do brilliantly in the tournament.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
Rick.
speaking for myself, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how these guys go. Yeah, they've got some real killer players.
I think they'll do really well. They're going to be a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon they're really going to take it. So it's going to be very exciting watching them in action.
Good luck to Insomniacs.
Okay, so we're going to the next one. This will be number 3 of bracket A. That's the MGC Devils.
Oh, the MGC.
Oh, wow. That's obviously our other team, the MGC Devils. I can say about this team, they finished, they're very, very good team, very competent, good leadership, passionate, KFG experience. So having them in the same group as Insomniacs, both of them teams are going to give each other a great deal of competition. So if there's only 2 spots going here, guys, and you get a third very, very good team, then there's going to be a very good team going to miss out in this group. So it'd be very interesting, the next 2 draws in this bracket.
Indeed, yep.
Okay, so we move to the next one. It's got to be number 4 of this bracket. And we got Led Zeppelin as number 4.
Led Zeppelin, yep. They're the French team. That's a team we we're talking about before, who all get together and play in the same room. They actually, in the earlier KFG tournaments, I think it was 1 or 2, they actually had a top 3 finish. So this team are very, 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 very competent. So they will actually give a little bit of competition as well, these guys, even though they haven't been around for a couple of years, but they certainly know their stuff, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Well, they're certainly not going to have any voice comms problems if they're all in the same room.
Oh, and there's the team we've been looking for, fellas.
Okay.
That's the team we've been looking for. So
okay,
what that
I think
basically
we've got our group of death.
That's yep. There's 4 very good teams in this bracket. So obviously there's going to be
at least,
a couple of good teams that will not go through to the quarterfinals. So that is a tough draw because HDR are the favourites and they're going to be very difficult to beat. Insomniacs are a terrific team. Devils are a terrific team. And Led Zeppelin, even though they haven't played for a couple of years, they were a top 3 team in one of the first 2 tournaments. So that is basically a bracket from hell, lads. And a couple of good teams will not get through to the quarters. So it's a tough bracket.
It's going to be full on. It's going to be a real good one to watch, actually.
Then again, guys, I don't think you can escape this because there's so many good teams and you're bound to have a toughie in it,
Yeah, you're always going to have a toughie.
Yes.
Okay, so that was bracket A. I'm going to draw the next team. We're going to start now with bracket B and select the first team of that. There we go, V52, which is one of the Brazil teams we had.
V52 guys are from Brazil. They are a make-up of a team called the Alliance. And as you see in that last bracket, the Alliance in the Summer Vets finished second to HDR. So V52 have apparently consist of a lot of Alliance players and very, very good players from Brazil. And they are they're the type of team you do not want in your bracket.
Okay, and then we have...
Just like HDR.
Exactly right. exactly right, Reep.
So we got a new team here, and that's Spontaneous Falling Dead Squad, and I think that's from Australia, if I remember right.
So, Death Squad number 2.
Yep, Death Squad number 2. I had a bit of a play with these guys last night, and this team got together, I think, about, would you believe, probably the day before the sign-ups finished. I had a bit of a play with them last night because they had 3 players and they needed a 4th, so I jumped on to help them. And I wish them all the best of luck, guys. But they haven't had much time training together, playing together, so I just hope they enjoy the experience.
Yeah, always hard to manage in such a short time, but quite surprised they did it in 1 day actually. That kind of things. 1 day completely set up, really quick. So the next one I brought, guy, is the Resistance, which is also a Brazil team. Also not the worst team.
That's quite an experienced team, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, again, I'd probably just rate them a little bit under the Alliance. They finished 3rd in the Vets tournament in summer 2015, last year. They were in the Vets tournament summer, and they finished 3rd. So they're a very competent team as well, the Resistance. And again, from Brazil, like V52.
Well, no slouches there then.
Absolutely not, mate. No, that's another very, very good team.
More
So
challenge.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping, guys, that we don't get the Muppets get pulled out here, because this is another pretty good bracket.
I just pulled the reinforcements out here, which is a team we saw last Badass tournament, I think.
We did, Mark. They're another Russian team. They're the 3rd Russian team that's gone into this tournament. In the Badass tournament, they finished. Where was it? They made the 2nd round. They made the quarters, and I believe they got a fire. They use a firebug very effectively, and the firebug was actually their highest kill count. So they're another very competent team, and also. Yep, yeah, another very competent team, and they made the quarters in the Badass tournament last time. So that's another very good team. So like I said, I'm just hoping the Muppets don't come out of here, or your team, Reaper.
Yeah, I hope not.
No, this is a very competitive bracket.
Firebug's quite an interesting tactical choice.
We're up for any
Possibly
challenge.
they've even built their whole team around it. But you don't see a lot of Firebugs in this kind of tournament.
Correct.
It is quite rare, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess people are going for the quick kill, and fire, you're kind of waiting for the fire to do its damage. So,
also, fire blocks your view as well. I think it makes it a little bit hard to see.
Yeah, in pub games, someone pulls out the flamer, and man, I can't shoot anything anymore.
Oh my god, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Oh, what about the other situations where Zed gets confused and you don't land the headshots you want to land?
Yeah, when they get burnt, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so a new draw, guys, FGTP. I've actually no clue where that stands for, but I know it's a team from United Kingdom. So I have actually
I'm hoping there's a good story behind the team name.
I think I learned a little bit around something with Flaming Grill, but no idea what the rest is.
Also, I do know about this team. They got a member in this team from Great Britain. His name is Dazza, and he's very KFG experienced, good player himself, and actually had a bit to do with the Jokers in the last tournament. And the Jokers were very successful. So with Dazza at the helm, I don't know if he's leader, but if he is leader, you can rest assured that this team will be heading in the right direction.
So that was the last one for that bracket. Gonna start a new bracket, and I just
New bracket.
MGC Muppets.
Go for it, Egg. I think you know a bit about them.
Oh, I've heard of these guys. Bunch of chumps. Oh, you seriously want me to comment on the team?
We're a bunch of Muppets.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. Yeah. In all seriousness, look, there's a lot of experienced players. We got some new guys as well. So, a bit of a call out to people like Point Man. I've had the pleasure of playing with Points on plenty of pub games. He's new to the tournament experience. It's an unusual experience for me to be a pro in a tournament, but apparently I am now. You are. Did we ever decide who our leader was, Jack?
Grail's our leader.
Right. Yeah. Well, Grail's a bit of a tactical mastermind, and we've certainly got a serious depth of experience coming from him. So it's going to be interesting to see how that serves us in this new tournament format. But yeah, feeling pretty good about it so far. That could
Yeah, I'm
change with the
very.
next couple of draws.
Yeah, you guys had the first in bracket C, and quite curious what we're going
Yep.
to draw now.
We're definitely curious. I hope it's not Reaper's Death Squad.
Oh,
That would be kind of funny, though.
Oh.
we're down. We're not afraid of a challenge.
No, you guys are okay. You guys are going to be fine.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll be alright.
Okay, so the next one is Daiwatch 26. Does it ring a
The
bell
what?
for
Yep.
anybody?
It certainly does. Dewada from Hungary. They played in the 2015. They first played in the 2015 Summer Vets as well, and performed very well on Biotics Lab. And they actually would have beaten our MGC side, but they actually had problems with the paddy. So this is a very good team. They finished third in their bracket during the Badass tournament, but just missed out in going to the quarters. And I just think this team has unfinished business, and do not take them lightly.
Yeah, they definitely did well. Quite interested. I saw a little bit different format on the team players. Not everybody plays again. 2 main members should be the same, but quite interesting how they're gonna pull that off this time. Just brought also Old School, which used to be. They're sort of switching between Cannon Fodder and Old School, the name, which is Shiva's team.
Also with Old School, is the leader Specialised from Dunder Mifflin? Has he moved over to Old School?
Yeah, he's actually the leader of that team.
There you go. Well, they've got good leadership as well, which I rate very, very highly when it comes to KFG. So they might go well as well. They're one of the earlier teams, I think, too, Martin. The first 1 or 2 KFGs they played.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm quite curious. I mean, the players from Cannon Fodder, a couple were there, so it's sort of a mix between Cannon Fodder and Old School, and a little bit of Dunder Mifflin. So interesting to see what they're gonna pull off. Certainly not the worst players in it.
Proxima, they're a Russian team. They're a new team, but I really rate these guys. I think they can be they can go very high because the team that did not show up in this tournament that was in the Badass tournament is a team called SLI Squad. Now I don't know if they're a Russian team, of course. I don't know if any of the members from SLI Squad went to Proxima, but they were a very good team. And if Proxima have any sort of influence from HDR, I think they're going to be very, very dangerous.
And just draw to the last team of this bracket called the Reaper Crew. And that's a team from
Reaper, over to
Argentina.
you, buddy.
Yeah, so that's a team from Argentina.
And I believe I had a couple of them in spec last night, Mark, would you believe? Amico and Guan, I think his name was. So brand new team. These are the new kids on the block, and they're from Argentina. So if there are if from South America, the Alliance come from South America, the Resistance come from South America, and if they're as good as both of them 2 teams, then they're going to be difficult to beat. So they're a bit of a dark horse, Reaper's Crew. We don't know much about them.
It's a pretty good sign for that team that they're clearly doing their research.
So that
Yeah, spying.
Yeah,
to go to
perhaps
the
it's spying, sure. A
Spies.
bit of intel probably wouldn't hurt anybody.
I think I saw Master
definitely
Evo in the spec there, and Master Evo was in the game I was in. They were watching, so there was a bit of banter going on between the Argentinian guys and the Australian guys. So it was good to see. So
The Hardcore Floor Killers. That's an interesting name.
Yeah, so this is actually
Absolutely.
a new team for Bracket D, which has 4 teams in it. And actually, you got a little bit in touch with these guys. There are 2 Dutchmen in it, and I think a few from the UK. So this is definitely a Europe team.
oh my God, mate, you'd be happy. 2 Dutch players.
Yeah, if they screw up, I just
Wow.
probably blame the English guys in it that they didn't do well. So there's definitely a way out there.
Oh, they're playing the blame game already. I like that.
Yeah, it might be a little bit early for that call. Be interesting to see what these guys are capable of, though.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that was actually number 1 for Bracket D, and let's draw the second one.
And this is a good bracket to be in, guys, because 2 teams out of 4 are going to go through, so they're a 50% chance of going through. Whereas the other brackets with
that's
5
good.
teams, only 2 out of 5 go through, so they've only got a 40% chance. So if you had a preference for any bracket, it'd be the 4-team bracket because you have a much better chance of getting through.
Indeed.
Okay, next one is the Beer Crawlers from USA.
And they're another team that's just been built as well. 2 teams have been built by team KFG Team Builder this year, and the Beer Crawlers are from the USA, and it's the second team along with the Z-Nators that have actually been built by the KFG Team Builder this time round. So as just a little story for the Beer Crawlers and the Z-Nators, both KFG Team Builder teams. Last year I was the KFG Team Builder, and the Jokers we formed, and the Jokers actually in round 1 topped their pool of 4 teams. So if you guys have got good leadership, got a bit of passion, get together and train, have a bit of luck in the brackets, you guys can also do well like the Jokers did last year as a KFG built team.
For sure. It's all about the commitment, I guess, that you want to do for that team.
Exactly right.
Okay, so we have 2 teams left, and we just brought Panic, which is number 3 of the bracket.
Yep, Panic, a German team. First made in the Badass tournament, which was the last one. And so they're obviously here for their second go. So they've got a bit of KFG experience about them. So I'm expecting them to do well in this tournament.
Yeah. And the last one, which is quite obvious, was the Rappers Death Squad, because he was the only left in the bracket.
Reaper's Death Squad? Yep.
There he is. I think you could talk about this team, Reap. Who are these guys?
Oh, sure,
right?
yeah. Well, we're an Australian team. We're brand spanking new to KFG. We're all quite competent and experienced players, and we're not afraid of a challenge, so we'll see you all out there.
Excellent.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So yeah, we seem to have which is quite logical, the more powerful brackets and the less powerful brackets. Both have got their advantages and disadvantages, guys. You know, you probably might with 5 teams in the bracket. You got more chance to defeat people, but you also have less chance to pass on. It's a sort of both-sided sword, this one. You got advantages and disadvantages. You have more people in the bracket, but you also have to beat more. At the same time, you know, you have also chance to get more easier around, because
More times to beat, yep.
yeah, more measured with weaker teams. So it's quite funny how that works. At least with this format, we don't have the no-shows, where in the past, if somebody didn't show up in the brackets, you know, that team was actually completely out and got a free pass to the next round, which I think is a little bit worse.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to be a problem this time. Looks like people are pretty red hot for this one, and the turnout's very impressive. So I think anyone that makes it through is really going to have to fight for it.
Couldn't agree more, Rick. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. So
and I think with the 4-player concepts, there's going to be less problems with DQs. I think it's easier to get teams to start on time, which makes it easier for the KFG team as well. And so I don't think disqualifications or no shows are going to be as prevalent as they were in the Badass because of the forward player concept, I think.
Yeah, exactly, Jack.
Yeah, and just for the show, we're just going to put all the things together. I'm going to put a few pictures up here of what we just drawn, to just give the bigger picture
Right.
again. Okay, so this was bracket A. Z-Nators, Insomnia X, MGC Devils, Lead Zeppelin, and HDR team. That's for bracket A.
Well, I see Deep Blue sitting over there in the commentary. He'll be absolutely rapt to see that he's in the same bracket as HDR and the Devils. So that, guys, is the bracket from hell. Mark my words. That
Good luck,
is the
Deep
bracket
Blue.
from hell.
Have fun with that.
Absolutely, I'm glad we're not in there, the Muppets or the Reaper's Death Squads, because that is because what it basically
That
the
is
reality
one very
is
tough bracket.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The reality
Still,
is, guys,
last time I remember, Deep had some unfinished business with HDR, so this be his opportunity to give it to him.
This is it. This is your chance, Deep.
because the reality is with that bracket there, I'm pretty certain, probably 90% chance HDR will take one of them 2 spots. So that basically means the reality is that there's 4 teams fighting for 1 spot, and out of them teams, there are Z-Nators have just been made up by the team builder from KFG. So these are guys that 3 weeks before the tournament have never played with each other again. So no offense to them, but I think they're going to be in a lot of trouble. But the MGC Devils, Insomniacs, and Led Zeppelin are all going to be fighting for 1 spot, and that is going to be absolute chaos. Pool from hell, guys. Bracket from hell. I'm glad we're not in it.
Yeah, I suppose so. But at the same time, there's a lot of very experienced players in, at absolute minimum, 2 of those other teams. I'm not familiar with Led Zeppelin or Z-Nators, but I've seen the Devil's crew in action, and I've seen the Insomniacs crew in action. They're very, very good players. So
I couldn't agree more.
at the
Couldn't
very
agree more.
least, they'll give HDR a run for their money. There's no way that HDR are going to breeze through that.
Yeah, which is really good because sometimes you have to do your best in the tournament, and there's no way out, which is really good. Good always to give your
Yeah, that's right. I don't
try
think HDR can afford to relax at all from the very get-go.
Yep, very true. Very true. Tough pool, tough bracket.
Hey, so next one, guys. V52, Spontaneous Falling Dead Squad, The Resistance, Reinforcement, and FGTP. Opinions about this one?
Well, I basically, the way I sort of look at a bracket, I look at your top teams and your new teams. The new teams are sort of like at a disadvantage a little bit because they haven't had KFG experience, and it's a different thing when you start. You train, and then actually the pressure's on you when you start a game. So in that bracket there's two brand new teams, which is Spontaneous Death Squad, which come together probably about a day before the sign-out. So I trained with them last night. Great bunch of blokes. Go in with a great attitude. They'll have fun. They'll enjoy it. But it's going to be difficult because V52, as we said before, are consisting of a lot of the Alliance players, and they finished second in the Vets tournament last year. So it's going to be very difficult for anyone to beat them. I reckon they're the favourites in this bracket. And the Resistance finished third in that bracket as well. So they'd be my first 1 and 2 if I had to make a nomination now. FGTP are another new team, so I think they're going to be struggling a bit. And Reinforcements are a very competitive side, so I think they're going to be fighting for that second spot. So I can see 3 teams fighting hard for 2 spots there, and in this one again, another good team's going to miss out.
Yeah, certainly again a lot more difficult brackets than previous tournaments, I see.
Absolutely, because there's so many good teams, and all the good teams have came back. So and with Proxima as well, the unknown Russian team, I think they could be a big threat as well. So yeah, definitely, Mark, definitely.
Yeah, and then we got bracket C with Daiwatch, MGC Muppets, Old School, Proxima, and the Reaper crew.
From an MGC point of view, I was looking at 3 things basically. First of all, I didn't want the MGC Devils in my bracket. That has worked well for us. We haven't got the Devils because, regardless, we still don't want to play against our own teams, especially this early. If both teams go deep into the tournament, then you expect to play each other. But we'd rather not in the first round. So that's a good one by us. We didn't want HDR in our bracket, so I'm happy with that. Looking at the other teams in the bracket. I reckon Proxima is going to be a very, very tough side. They're the Russian team. I don't know if they've got HDR influence with them, and they might have players from the SLI squad who played in the Badass tournament, who are another very good Russian team. So I think that they're going to be very high up there. Old School obviously haven't played for a couple of years. Reaper's crew are a brand new team from Argentina. So I'm happy to see that from our point of view that they're not, they're not the right at the very top. So that gives me a little bit of hope. And DeWatt are a competitive team. So I'm pretty happy with that group from an MGC Muppets point of view. But of course, you cannot take anything for granted. As we know, one of the great things about KFG is it's unpredictable, and all it takes is regardless of what team it is, whether it's HDR, all it takes is a bad spawn, bit of bad luck, a mistake from somebody, and all of a sudden that team wipes, and then you find a less favourite team can come up and beat a top team. So we won't be taking that for granted, but I'm pretty happy with that bracket, lads.
Yeah.
I'm certainly thinking it's an interesting mix of experience and a bit of dark horse action from some of the new teams as well. So it's very hard to predict how this one's going to go, I think.
It is unpredictable, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone can take anything for granted. Well, in any of these pools, really. I think
absolutely.
some of the more experienced teams in some ways make it a bit easier to predict how things are going to go, since you've got a good idea what sort of standard you're looking at. In this situation, I think it's a little bit harder to make those kinds of tactical decisions because there's just so much that's unknown. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be any free rides here either.
Let's not forget about development as well. Huh? One team can play average, and next tournament they can highly improve. And suddenly the team you thought you could beat is handing you over, in the water, because they have so much practicing. So that's something we always should never forget. People can also grow, and so can teams.
Absolutely. Also, I think it's a bit of a payback because in the last tournament, the Badass, I know the MGC Muppets got in our first round 1. We had a bracket of 4, and we had HDR in our bracket. We also had SLI Squad, the second top Russian team, in our bracket. We also had the Resistance in our bracket, who finished 3rd in the previous tournament. So we were actually, my MGC Muppets were in the bracket from hell in the Badass. So this one's a little bit better for us. So I'm happy that we've had a good one and a bad one.
Yeah, thank you, RN Jesus.
I mean, it's a random selection, of course, in the end. If you look to the really big sport events in real life, they use a ranked format sometimes. So you find that you're gonna find equal play positions. So the better teams fight the better teams. The problem with that one is you have to constantly measure teams to make such a bracket. To find the same level of type of skill.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Mart, but this is Killing Floor Games, not FIFA, so
No,
I don't think
you're
we
right.
need to go that
I
far.
think next month we're growing into that. Hey, so the last bracket, guys, that's bracket D. Hardcore Floor Killers, the Beer Crawlers, Panic, and Reaper's Death Squad.
That's us.
That's a bracket I think Reaper can comment the best on.
All right. I don't actually have the bracket up on my screen. Oh, here we go. That's it. Right. So I've only got three people to compete against. So I'm actually unfamiliar with each of those teams. I've never heard of each of them.
Yeah, I find this bracket possibly one of the most interesting, actually, because the only known quantity for me is Reaper's Death Squad.
Exactly
yeah.
right.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this one develops. And
This is going to be a real interesting one, yeah. I don't know who's going to be good, who's going to be bad, but yeah, I think they're probably all going to be good and all going to be a challenge.
I'm Rhapsody Reaper's Death Squad in there because Beer Crawlers or the second KFG team builder team to be built. So these are a bunch of guys who maybe 3 weeks before the tournament starts have never played with each other before. So that's a good match for Reaper's Death Squad, who are new as well. And there's 3 new teams in here, so that gives these new teams a really good shot at it, which I'm really happy about that. And Panic,
yeah, I'm
they've
definitely
only been
happy
in one.
about it too.
Yeah, fantastic, Reaper. And Panic are a team that they played in the Badass tournament, so they've only had the one crack at it, and they're here for their second. They're the German team, so they've only had one crack. So basically, it's a bracket full of new teams, and it's great to see 2 of these teams are going to go through. So I'm absolutely rapt to see this bracket. Fantastic, and there is an unknown quality because we don't know 3 of the teams that well. So it's a really good bracket.
It's going to be interesting.
In it. Yeah.
Quite similar competition, which is always which even puts the edge more than ever.
Exactly right, Mart. It could be just a simple mistake or a little bit better trading or maybe a trader skip or something like that will be the difference between these teams.
Or a triple flesh pound, or you never know.
Anybody's day.
Yeah, or a quad.
We can always go for a quad, Reap. How's your demo going?
Definitely. Oh, mate, Brandy Bear is just fantastic. He's a fantastic demo. I'm glad to have him on the team. He's great. And yeah,
got Matt. Brandy Bear in pub games.
Got Fresh Matt as our sharpshooter. Yeah, got Fresh Matt as our sharpshooter. He is a very impressive sharpshooter. Just a shout out to him now if he's watching. And we've got a brand new player, Melancholy. He's our medic, and he's only got under 100 hours on record, but we're training him up. So yeah, it's good for him.
Fabulous. Fantastic. So that's a really interesting group. I'll be very keen to have a look at them teams, see how they all fare. That's a really good group, and I'm wrapped that 2 of them teams are getting through.
I hope we do good.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sort of like pushing for the Australian teams. Don't worry about that. Like, the Russians will be cheering for the Russian teams, the European teams probably for the European teams. So that's just.
I'm really hoping for the finals to me Reaper's Death Squad, MGC, and Insomniacs to be up against each other. That'd be awesome.
I got a funny feeling HDR might slip in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I think you're right about that, Jack. Yeah, I think you're right about that one.
Yeah. So, Matt, I believe the action kicks off in a bit over 24 hours. Is that right?
Yeah, Saturday afternoon in Europe time, we have the first team, and it's already going to start. It's not that busy because 8-9 teams this weekend, and the next week is a little bit busy. Then we got a full 10 teams coming with 5 per day. So it's going to mostly consist of round 1. And then the weekend after that, we got the quarterfinals. And then after that, we got the semi and the grand finals.
So, Alright, so it's going to move along pretty quickly once it kicks off.
It's going to be busy as well. It's going to be a challenge for us to maintain all these teams. And we hope to steer everybody into the right direction. Let's hope we have no shows. Those are always unfun.
Yep, definitely.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And I think a bit of a shout out needs to go to KFG as well because 19 teams in this tournament, 10 brand new teams. So for you guys to make all this possible and to bring all these teams and people together from around the world, and with your unique concepts, like your 4-player concept now in the Badass, you had level 4 players playing Ho. What it does, it breathes fresh life into a game that's 7 years old now. So you guys are doing a great job keeping this alive. So well done, KFG too, and yourself, Mart.
Thank you, Jack. We try always to come with something unique. Let's make it every time a little bit different, so people can see a different side of Killing Floor. Some of them probably never played something like this. So for some people, it's actually a really new experience. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're looking forward to see those guys play. For the live stream, guys, if you got questions, feel free to pop them in. We can answer them live.
I see Cobra Arrow there said Jedi hates us, but I tell you what, the bracket that Panic, I believe Cobra Arrow is from Panic. He might confirm that in the chat there, but he's in bracket D, and he's in with a very, very good chance in a really good bracket. So obviously the bracket selector has really helped Cobra Arrow and Panic. They put him into a good bracket, so he should be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, well, the bracket system does what it always does. In the end, it will cut down to people. You might have an easy bracket, but you will face them in the next round eventually.
Absolutely. And I see Intense Quack. He's part of Master Evo's team that just come in quite recently. I'm just trying to have a look where he is at the moment. He's in Spontaneous Falling Death Squad. He's in bracket 2, Intense Quack. So I played with him last night with Master Evo and Medic. And he's in a reasonably hard bracket. Spontaneous Death Squad. He's got V52 in there in Resistance.
I played with Medic before. He's a cool player. Yeah.
Yep, he was there demo last night, Reap, and very good, mate. So he's Medics with Intense Quack and also Master Evo as well. And they basically formed their team probably about a day before the sign out. So, but he's in bracket B. So yeah, and they've got V52 are very good. The Resistance are very good. Reinforcements are a pretty good team, but there's a chance he could slip in there. So yeah, I'd love to see them guys go well.
Yeah, there's a little bit small information to share with everybody. We probably gonna do the commentary on the semi-finals and the grand finals. We usually do it in quarterfinals, but we're running a little bit short on commentators. Some actually start to play again, so that means you actually can't play in the tournament itself.
I was actually originally going to commentate, but I decided to get a team together and play because I just had a massive urge to.
Yeah.
Fantastic, mate.
Well, it's always more fun to play than to commentate.
Yeah, definitely. It's a far better experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Nonetheless, replays will be made, but you said some will include commentary, some not. So we definitely do a couple of games with it. But so to become more challenging with so many teams and having every game with commentary. But we'll try our best to edit.
That's fantastic, mate, to have that. Great stuff. And a good thing I think the teams should do as well, particularly the new teams, if you go out early, make sure after the tournament, have a look at all the videos of all the matches, particularly your top teams, and get some good tips and advice on basically where they're camping, what perks they're using, what tactics they're using, what trader skips they're using. So for the teams that come into the next tournament, they can learn a hell of a lot by watching a team like HDR, for argument's sake.
Definitely. Or Morty Combi or Insomniacs.
Yep.
So guys, I don't see a lot of questions in the chat. I think we're going to close down soon. Got one more question for you all guys to have a guess on. What do you think is going to be the tournament record on time, on any map? What do you think is going to be the fastest on any team?
I think it's going to be 16 minutes.
What about you, Ed?
Wow.
What do you think is going to be the really
thinking
fastest?
that over. Yeah, pretty hard to tell. Certainly in this new format, that's sort of changed the thinking quite a bit. I don't know if I go quite as far as Jack on 16. I mean, anything that cracks 20 minutes is a very, very impressive time. I suppose it depends a lot on the maps that are going to be chosen. If we see officers everywhere, then we're not going to see anything like that.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, thank God we're not the only ones struggling with officers.
I'll third that.
But yeah. But I reckon
we just can't find
18
a
minutes
spot
would
for
be a
officers.
very,
I'm with you
very
there.
impressive time. So maybe somewhere in the 17, 18 minute mark. Anything beyond that is just going to completely blow me away.
Yeah, I can definitely see HDR getting a one of them fast maps and pulling a 16 something. So, but I could be wrong.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's
I wouldn't
what I
put it
can
past
see.
them. Wouldn't put it past them. So They were smashing records left and right in the last tournament. So, yeah, an unbelievably skilled team.
Exactly right. And I agree with Reap, what Reap just said. We can't find a good spot on officers too, mate. So we've tried a whole heap of different things, and we still can't get a good spot either. I can guarantee you that.
They just
Oh,
can't
yeah,
get
so for anyone
seem to get that
watching this
speed.
Twitch
Yeah.
feed, yeah, if anyone's watching this Twitch feed and's got some good ideas, I'll take them, man.
Yeah, me too.
Ah,
Shoot me
yeah.
some ideas as well. I'm right with you there. Shoot me some ideas.
So anyone's got the magic formula for offers, please just make it public and just put it in the chat on the right-hand side there. It'd be much appreciated by many teams.
Yeah, the KFG
for it,
community
yeah.
thanks you.
I just see a comment by Master Evo. 10 minutes or under. Well, I'm looking forward to see your team perform that in these tournament streams.
10 minutes? Oh my god.
Yeah, Master Evo, I
Hey,
like your
dude.
fighting spirit, mate.
I'll have to admit, guys, this is without wiping.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I just
think
kind of
that's
assumed that.
yeah. That's a good point. We
Otherwise,
could probably do
I
10
think we're
minutes.
quite capable of smashing that record.
Absolutely.
Hey, so guys, we're rolling slowly to the end of the stream. Did you guys still want to share something before we close down?
Probably, if I had to share anything, but the thing I would probably share with this is mainly for the new teams. Obviously, KFG are responsible for all the goodness that's happening here, but the actual fun bit of this is basically towards the more newer teams. The actual fun of this tournament isn't really the tournament itself, guys. It's actually forming your own team. It's talking and communicating tactics with your team. It's helping each other to improve individually. It's helping each other to improve as a team. It's forming bonds. It's forming friendships with your teammates. This is actually the fun bit, guys. A tournament is just basically the icing on the cake. So regardless of where you guys finish, don't worry about it, because by competing in this tournament, you guys are already winners. So don't be results driven.
Jack.
Just enjoy it, guys. Don't be results driven. Just enjoy it. You guys are already a winner by actually joining up. So just enjoy it, everyone.
It's gonna be great.
Have fun.
Exactly, Jack. The prizes go gone, but the experience live with us forever, huh?
Exactly right, mate.
Definitely.
And you can't.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
Can't put a price on friendships that you make along the way and the fun you have doing it. So even if you go out in round one, it's not going to change the fact that you guys have been training hard together. You've been making friends, bringing new life into an old game. So it's not going to change that whether you go out in round one or you go out in the grand final. It doesn't matter. So sit back and enjoy it, boys. And that's to all teams.
Exactly. I have one more thing
Good
to
luck
share.
to everyone.
One more thing to share. This is a question we get really often. Killing Floor 2, are you guys doing tonight? Really big question mark at the moment, because Tripwire recently announced the full release date for both PlayStation and PC. Once this release date is really out and the product is there, we're gonna review the game, and we're gonna slowly start to mindstorm on how to approach this game, because there's quite a bit difference between the two games. And we might put up a small challenge first. There's a fun challenge to see how people like it, how the game behaves, and how we can actually do that. So there's some plans for Killing Floor 2, but we just can't confirm them because the game is so much changing. So it's still on hold until full release.
Yep, no worries.
Yeah,
Watch this space.
All good.
Yeah, good to be able to look forward to that. Yeah, I just want to wrap up by saying, yeah, look, everyone, good luck in the tournament, and don't forget to have fun.
Yep,
Yeah,
cheers,
and
Egg.
I'd
You
like
too.
to thank all three of you guys, Egg, Jack, and Reaper, for your guest visit today in the stream.
No worries at all. My
Yeah,
pleasure.
it was a
Mark.
pleasure.
Absolutely. Enjoyed it, mate. Enjoyed it.
Okay, I would say goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna see you guys in the tournament.
Yep. Bye,
Yeah,
everyone.
see you all there.